Ever thought your common sense is infallible? Well, it's time to put it to the test. In the journey of life, intelligence often takes the spotlight. We marvel at the brilliance of inventors, admire the insights of philosophers, and applaud the wisdom of sages. But lurking in the shadows of these intellectual giants is the understated hero of everyday life: common sense. It's the silent guide that navigates us through the maze of the mundane, the compass that keeps us grounded in reality. Yet common sense is a tricky beast. It's not about how much you know, but how you apply what you know in everyday situations. So, we've crafted a series of tests, each designed to challenge your common sense in surprising and delightful ways. Are you as savvy as you think you are? Let's find out. Are you ready to challenge your common sense? Stay tuned. Here is your first challenge. Can you distribute 5 apples to 5 people and still leave one in the basket? I'll give you a moment to ponder over this. It sounds like a bit of a head-scratcher, doesn't it? But remember, common sense isn't about complex calculations or intricate problem-solving, it's about seeing the simple solutions that are often right in front of us. So, have you figured it out yet? If you're still scratching your head, here's the surprisingly simple answer. You give 1 apple each to the first 4 people, and then you hand the basket containing the last apple to the 5th person. Voila! Each person has an apple, and there's still an apple left in the basket. Did that make you go aha, or are you kicking yourself for not seeing the answer sooner? Did you get it right? Let's move on to the next test. Now picture yourself in a burning office. How do you escape? Quite the hot seat, isn't it? Take a moment, let the question simmer, and think about your options. Got your answer? Well, before you start brainstorming about fire extinguishers, emergency exits, or breaking windows, let's revisit the question. The scenario began with, imagine you're in an office, meaning it's all in your head. So, how do you escape from this burning office? The answer is astonishingly simple. You just stop imagining. This question checks your attention to detail and your ability to think outside the box, or in this case, outside the burning office. It's not always about physical solutions, sometimes it's all in your mind. Got it right? Terrific. If not, don't sweat it. Remember, this is a common sense test that people often fail. Ready for more? Let's move to the next one. Here's a riddle for you. How can a man go 8 days without sleep? That's the question. Now take a moment to think. Don't rush it, mull it over. Got your answer? Well, here's the solution. The man can go 8 days without sleep in the very same way you do. He sleeps at night. That's right. The question didn't specify that the man couldn't sleep at night. It's a fun little play on words, isn't it? Now, if the question was how a man can go 8 nights without sleep, that would be a different story. The answer would probably be that he slept during the day. It's always important to pay attention to the exact wording. These riddles are designed to trick you. So how did you do? Did you get it right? Pat yourself on the back if you did. Ready for the next challenge? This time, we're taking you to a barn roof with a rooster. Where does the egg roll? Let's create a picture in your mind. You're standing on the roof of a barn. The sun is shining and there's a gentle breeze. Perched next to you is a rooster, strutting and crowing. Suddenly it lays an egg. Now here's the question, in which direction does the egg roll? North, south, east, or west? Take a moment to think about it. Does the answer come to you yet? Well, don't worry if you're finding it tricky. This is a common sense test after all. Are you ready for the answer? Here it is. The egg doesn't roll anywhere. Why, you ask? Well, because roosters don't lay eggs. That's right, only hens lay eggs. It's an easy mix-up, but a crucial one. This question is designed to test your ability to recall basic facts quickly under the pressure of answering a question. But let's not forget the other part of the question. Why are you and the rooster on the barn roof? Well, that's a question for another day. Maybe you're there to enjoy the view, or perhaps the rooster just enjoys high places. Who knows? Common sense tests like these aren't just about testing your ability to think logically. They're also about testing your ability to recall and apply basic facts, even when those facts seem irrelevant to the question at hand. It's all part of the fun, and it's what makes these tests so interesting and challenging. Remember, common sense isn't about being the smartest or the quickest. It's about being able to use the knowledge you have effectively and in the right context. So don't be discouraged if you didn't get this one right. Keep trying, keep thinking, and most importantly, keep enjoying the process. Let's keep the momentum going with the next test. Now let's switch gears. Is it against the law for a man to marry his widow's sister? A bit of an odd question, isn't it? Go ahead, take a moment to ponder over it. Alright, have you come up with an answer? If you're thinking about the legalities of such a marriage, you're on the wrong track. Let's break it down. The question is about a man marrying his widow's sister. But wait, if he has a widow, doesn't that mean he's no longer alive? Indeed it does. The term widow refers to a woman whose spouse has died. So, if this man has a widow, he's already passed away. Hence, marrying anyone, let alone his widow's sister, would be quite the impossible feat. This question is a classic example of how we sometimes overlook the most obvious details. We get so caught up in the complexities of a problem that we miss what's right in front of us. In this case, the operative word was widow, which clearly indicates that the man in question is deceased. But don't worry if you didn't catch that. These questions are designed to challenge your thinking and force you to question your assumptions. The goal is not to see how many you get right, but rather to stretch your mind and enhance your problem-solving skills. So did you get it? It's okay if you didn't. These common-sense questions can be deceptively tricky. The important thing is to keep an open mind and to not let preconceived notions cloud your judgment. Now that we've unraveled this question, are you ready for the next one? Let's see if you can get the next one. Remember, the answer may be simpler than you think. So, don't overthink it. Just relax and let your common sense guide you. Did you get it? Let's see if you can get the next one. We've reached the end of our common sense test. How did you fare? Perhaps you found yourself scratching your head at times, or maybe you breezed through with flying colors. Either way, let's take a moment to revisit the questions and their clever answers. Whether it was handing over the basket with the last apple still inside, or realizing that a rooster can't lay an egg, each question was designed to challenge your common sense. The office building on fire and the sinking rowboat, both were imaginary scenarios, testing your ability to distinguish reality from fiction. The man going 8 days without sleep simply slept during the day, and the man marrying his widow's sister, well, he's no longer among us. As for the newspaper, it could only be folded in half once more, not multiple times. Tom, of course, was the fifth son, and the 100 pounds of feathers weighed the same as the 100 pounds of bricks. The man causing havoc on the one-way street was walking, not driving. And finally, the first thing you would light in a dark room with only one match is, indeed, the match itself. These questions serve as a reminder that common sense isn't about high IQ, advanced degrees, or a wealth of knowledge. It's about looking at situations from a different perspective, noticing details, and thinking critically about the information presented to us. So, how did you do? Did you ace our test, or were there a few that tripped you up? Don't be shy to share your results and this video with friends and family. Let them take the test and see how their common sense measures up. Our world is full of complexities, and having common sense helps us navigate through it more effectively. So keep honing that skill. And remember, we'll be back with more tests, more challenges, and more opportunities to flex those brain muscles. Remember, common sense isn't so common. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more intriguing content.